Hi, I'm Leathur Rokk. Welcome to my channel. You know, I really miss my mom. I haven't seen her since the day after Mother's Day. You want to know why? If you've been following my channel for any time, maybe you tuned in when I did that live stream. I was visiting my mom and we were live. And you know I believe in free speech. And you know that I have a bit of a Republican slant to my politics. And you know I'm a bit on the conservative side. And I must have made a comment which offended a viewer. The subject, I guess I was talking about when I was a little girl and what it was like growing up with male chauvinist pig teachers. And anyway, the subject of trans ideology came up, and I mentioned that I thought that it was something that should not be brought up to little kids, and that if I was a little girl in today's socio-political climate, I'm sure I would have been taken aside and asked if maybe I was actually a little boy. And if I was a little girl growing up in the state of California, they could very well have taken me aside, kept secrets from my parents, and maybe even put me on hormones and all kinds of things. And so because I said things about my life and how I feel, somebody accused me of being a transphobe. And then a few minutes later, something very disturbing happened. I was in my mother's room at that nursing home, and somebody took me aside, said, "May I speak to you, please?" And I was asked to leave. Turned out somebody dropped a dime on me for live streaming. You know, when I go live, I do my best to not violate other people's privacy. I know full well the HIPAA laws. And I know that you're supposed to protect doctor-patient confidentiality. And you're not supposed to show people that aren't involved. You don't show employees, you don't show other people. I know how to respect people's privacy. You know, I lived in Hollywood, California enough years, and I am a showbiz professional, and I know a thing or two about protecting the rights of people's privacy. But anyway, somebody, I'm sure it's not a long-time viewer, it's probably a much newer person, snitched me off, basically. So I have not seen my mother since. I want you to know that. And I'm kind of pissed off about it. And my mother misses me. And I have a friend who's a social worker, and he has attorney friends, as do I. And I found out that what I was doing was not even illegal. Okay? But I haven't been to see my mother since because I feel that I am not welcome there. So for people to think of snitching people off, there are repercussions. My mom is not a young woman, and I haven't been able to see her, all because somebody opened their mouth and they got me in a lot of trouble. So no thanks to whoever it is that did that. I just thought I would share. Talk to you guys later. It's raining and I don't want my new computer getting wet. Bye.